Okay, preparing garlic. These little beauties contain so much flavour they can make a real difference to your cooking. And knowing how to prepare it, I know it sounds really basic and silly, but it does change the way it tastes. So think of a chip, right? The way a nice thin chip tastes different to a thick chip, which tastes different to a roast potato, which tastes different to a jacket potato. And that's what you've got to think in your head. So, a few different ways of dealing with it. We've got a pure clove of garlic here. All you've got to do is put your hand on there, give it a little splash. The fact that you've crushed that, if you now roast that or fry that, you'll get a very subtle, sweet flavour happening. So that's your first method of dealing with garlic. The second one is obviously peeling it. We take the end off here, we do the same as crushing it, give it a little squash, and then literally the skin will just peel off of it, and just, sometimes they're awkward, sometimes they're easy, and then we slice it up. So we're using that rocking action, or the tapping action, fingers tucked away. So we've got slicing up like that, or rocking like that. Either way, you get a nice sliced product. So I just push that to here. And then another way to deal with the garlic is to finely chop it. So literally, like a mini version of the onion, I'm going to slice it carefully this way. And this is really tiny, but you know, it does actually work. Through the middle like that, fingers out the way, carefully and slowly. And then rocking action. Look how delicate and fine you can get. And the best way to do is taste the difference yourself. You will get absolutely different flavour from that. If you're not happy with how fine it is, use the rocking action, which comes in here, and you can get that real fine. Clear it off of the blade, and then sweep that into our third pile there. And then the fourth way of dealing with your garlic is to squash it and smush it and turn it into a paste. Squash it like this, as flat as you can, and then you get some sea salt and put a pinch of salt on top of the garlic like this, and then you want to put the tip down and use the flex in your knife to crush, and just squash it, squash it, squash it, squash it, squash it, and then you can kind of scrape it up into a little line and squash it again until you get a puree, and you'll get a completely different flavour there than you would to chopped, sliced or squashed. So there's 4 different ways to prepare garlic, and these will be relevant in different ways throughout the application and throughout my current and future recipes on the application. But good stuff to know. There you go, there's the 4th pile. 4 ways of preparing and dealing with garlic, 4 totally different flavours. Easy.